Welcome to today's episode. I hope you enjoy our shirts today.
We love these.
I
It's a
hope you
phrase
can,
we've been sending to each other back and forth over the past couple weeks
I don't know if you can
because
see it,
life be challenging right
but
now.
it's a feral possum and it says, first of all, I'm a delight, which we are. And so are you.
Yes. Don't forget to tell yourself that in this crazy time.
Yeah.
You are a delight.
Absolute delight.
Speaking of delights.
Speaking of delights.
So we were out to dinner with a couple of people, a week ago.
A week. Yes.
And we were talking about, as we do, what are we watching? What are we reading? All the things, right? To
Yeah.
take your mind off of anything else. And our one girlfriend and I were talking about Heated Rivalry, to which Kate said, "Oh, I don't know what that is."
I said, what is that?
And the gasp,
It was
the
audible.
gasp. I was like, "What do you mean you don't know what Heated Rivalry is?" She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I was like, "You haven't watched it?" She said, "No."
No.
I'm like,
I
"Well, then this
haven't.
needs to be rectified immediately."
Immediately.
And you did. I'm
I
very proud of
did.
you.
I
And you
fin-
brought people with you.
I did on the journey. Do you know I said it to a client and I said, you need to watch the show.
You
And
recommended it.
I did.
Nice.
And I said, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Yes.
it'll be good for you. It's like a break.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to do today's episode
Yeah.
on like a therapist's take on like, why are people so obsessed with it? And
Yep.
people are, especially straight women, are
Yes.
obsessed with it.
Yes.
And they are like, deeply emotional and are like
Yes.
deeply unwell about it. They're like, this is so good. Why do I love this so
Yeah.
much?
I've watched it 3 times.
Have you really?
I watched it 3 times.
Girl?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to give a little synopsis?
Yes.
For those that
Spoiler alert.
don't know.
We won't ruin the whole thing. I'll be very broad because we want you all to go and watch it, really. So the story follows 2 professional hockey players there are men, professional hockey players in a professional league, and they both play for competitive teams.
Yeah.
Eventually begin a relationship together in a particular environment that is not conducive of 2 men having a relationship, and not a sport that is conducive for 2 men having a relationship. And so it follows their journey, finding their way within their relationship together, hiding it, still competing with each other, still being hockey players in the league that they're in. So all the things in terms of navigating the relationship. But it is so phenomenally well done for several different reasons.
Yeah. And something about the dynamic is it just hits differently. And I don't think the reason we wanted to do this episode is I don't think that's like completely random. I think it has a lot to do with how the relationship is structured. Which changes the experience of watching it, which actually is one of the things you said to me when you recommended it. You said, you can just sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
You can just sit there and watch it. And I didn't really understand what you meant until I in it. And then I was like,
until you
I am
experience it.
here for this.
And for women, that's like one of the points you were trying to make is, and we'll talk a little bit about why, but for us, we just become people who just are watching a story. There is nothing that is almost too identifying for us in it, which I think is so safe.
Yep.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah, that's one of the things. So we're going to go over kind of like why and what that has to do kind of from like a psychological lens, if you will. So number 1, there are no gender scripts. And so it's not like who is texting who's supposed to be more invested and who has the power. So because of that, as women, we get it all.
Yes.
We get desire, we get attachment, we get vulnerability. So you take away the script or the formula and you get to see a relationship instead of a performance of a relationship. And so from a psychology perspective, it's called reducing role-based behavior.
Yeah. And for women, we don't see it a lot.
We
right?
don't.
We are always watching heterosexual relationships play out in movies and TVs. And then men are often watching things where there are female relationships with other females because historically men watch those things on a consistent, not that women don't watch those things, but men watch them on a consistent basis as well. So that is something that's been played to the public over time. That is not new, but this is not something, especially this particular type of relationship and love story, is not something that we actually see often and done really well. And so I think too, it's different, and that's what makes it exciting. I want to see this relationship play out because I haven't seen it often.
Yeah, and the reducing of role-based behaviors, if you like apply that, it's kind of like what happens, and we did an episode on like dysfunctional family roles.
Hmm.
When we reduce the dysfunctional family role, like stuff gets
Hmm.
revealed,
Right.
right? And that's kind of what's happening here. But what gets revealed is like all the good stuff that can get overshadowed by these rigid kind of roles of like, well, she's going to text him and she's
Yes.
going to obsess to her friend and he's going to be distant and avoidant and it's going to
Yeah.
be this whole thing. So we eliminate that and then we just get to see.
Right. And we stop having to kind of hyper identify. So when we see the female part of these relationships play out, we're often like, oh, I've been there. I've done that. I know what she's going to do next. We identify so much with it. Where
Yes.
this time it's like, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to react. I have no idea. And so I'm just along to watch because this is maybe outside of my norm.
Yeah, so no gender script. So the next one is kind of what Nina was saying is you're not in it. So
Hmm.
you're not inserting yourself into the equation. You're not comparing. You're not like, would he choose me? Would he call
Hmm.
me? Would I text him first? Would I tell my friend? Would I
Right.
put up with this? You just get to watch. And what you were saying is like women are usually the object.
Hmm.
So it is so hard to watch that and like not insert
Right.
yourself into it or think like I wouldn't do that or I wouldn't wear that or I
Exactly.
wouldn't have said that or blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. Um so the like essentially so in psychology terms it's a very fancy word. It's called reduced self-referential processing is the long name. So
Which we do not use, by the way.
yeah, we don't, but I'm telling you because that's what we're doing today. But basically, what that means is you're not inserting yourself into the equation.
Hmm.
You're not
Right.
like, if I were her,
Right.
and that's that self like
Hmm.
mirrored back processing that we do
Right.
a lot of times in like romance
Right,
movies.
or that's happened to me, I felt that exact same way, or I never talked to him like that, like, it's just that.
And here you just get to see the hot bods
Right. There's that part.
and you start wondering, can I figure skate? Can I ice skate?
Can I play hockey at all? But
That's what I
go
start
hockey.
but that's what I start wondering. Not
Mhm.
if
Yeah.
it were me, I'm like, could I ice skate? So another reason is the vulnerability gets to hit hard. And the reason I think is also how like the story is structured. So you have this like hyper masculine environment.
Uh-huh.
You have secrecy,
Mhm.
you have repression.
Yeah.
Um and so the feelings feel really rare,
Mhm.
costly, and that they're earned. They don't
Yes.
just like fall out of the sky. So the psychology term for that is
Mhm.
called emotional restriction. And so basically what that is, and we actually will use that a lot when talking about clients like presentation and it
Mhm.
happens with men. I hate to stereotype a lot, but so what emotional restriction means is it's a limit to what can be expressed.
Mhm.
There's like a ceiling on it.
Right. Right. Which kind of plays into in terms of that secrecy thing and here's where we all can identify with the kind of like enemies to lover type of genre that we all seem to
I
love
love a
so
good
much.
trope.
Love that. So that kind of falls into that, right? There's just this piece that is not going to go any further. It's not supposed to go any further.
Yeah, the ceiling.
There's a cap on it and it can't move any further. And that makes it exciting. It makes it dramatic. And then you tend to start to root for the relationship itself because there's that yearning. You want it to win. And it's against all odds at this
It's
point.
an icy Russian ceiling. By the way, that
Yes.
guy is American.
I know.
First of all.
First of all, yeah. So
First of
good.
all,
He's a delight.
he has a delay. Wait, we should pause here. Are
Yes.
you team Shane or team Ilya?
Ilya all the way.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
interesting.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, did you know in the book, so it's based on a book series.
Which I did not read. I go
Neither
straight for the movie.
neither did I. But in the book series,
Mhm.
Shane's character is
Mhm.
actually autistic.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. So that's
Interesting.
why he did some of the behaviors in there where he'd be like, especially I think the last half of the season, you
Mhm.
see a little bit more
You
of
do.
like the emotional kind of component to that,
Yeah.
but him like not reading cues always like super
Yep.
accurately and like the folding of the
Yep.
clothes, like
Mhm.
in hindsight, you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Okay, I did not know
yes,
that.
very subtle.
Yeah.
Also, the acting is
Oh my god.
chef's kiss.
So
And they're
good.
both like brand new. Do you know they got picked up like by representation by an agency like weeks after this came out.
Give
They weren't.
give whoever picked them to put them into this, like that person needs a promotion and should be running most casting agencies at this point, because what a good find. But I do have a request for, I watched, actually, he was Ilya's character. His real person was on SNL that following
He
weekend.
did, yeah, he hosted.
And he did great on that. But I really would like the Russian accent to always make an appearance.
So the interesting thing about that is like, yeah, he studied the Russian language, but do you know where like predominantly his acting background comes from?
No, you did a deep dive.
I did, girl. I always do a deep dive. What are you talking about? I do a deep dive on anything. A sidewalk. Where did this come from?
What concrete did you
How
use?
long it been here? When did we first use it? Okay. His background is in like they go to like theater, performing arts school.
Yeah.
And it's written just like this: clown. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. I'm serious.
Oh my God, I love it. And I love that that's just out there to be read.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
Kate found it.
I did. His name is Hudson.
That's a good name too.
Is it?
That's a good name. I love that name. Yeah.
Is that his name?
Oh, I think that is his name. I thought you were questioning whether it was.
No, I'm like, but I didn't know if that was
that's
James.
a good name. You're like, is it?
No. Like who plays him? Oh, sorry. No. His name is Connor Story.
Who's Hudson?
I think that's Shane.
Okay. I'm like, I swear that name is right.
It is. It's Shane. Okay. So I knew it was one of them. Okay. So
this is why we can only do a couple episodes on topics like this, because outside of our expertise, we're a hot mess.
We really are.
Like,
okay.
We veered away from psychology, and you can see this is just a hot mess. We're chaotic.
Okay. So it says here, okay.
Clown.
He attributed his ability to respond to audiences and manage uncomfortable acting situation. Hold on, girl. To the discipline of clown.
Oh my God. Look, and we're not trying to make
No, I didn't know that. I had to then click on clown to say, what is this? So in SNL, it says one of the sketches featured an injured stripper.
Which was hilarious.
Performing at a bachelorette party, which was a character he created, that character, whoever he played. I haven't seen the SNL.
Oh, watch it. It's fantastic.
During his time in improv and clowning.
Listen, Connor, we're going to need more.
It clearly worked for you. So whatever clown is, more people should do it.
But we would like more. Kate dived as much as she could, but we don't have enough about the clown. So
we need more.
We do need more. And we're interested.
Ilya, if you want to come onto the podcast, we will say yes.
Yeah. Oh, anytime. But could you please?
Could you also, do some clown? And that's why I didn't say Connor. I said, Ilya. You can come on the podcast. But also, Connor, you can come too.
Yes. Of course. Okay.
Sorry. Back to biz.
Let's bring it back.
Okay. So the real hook, I think, in this series is the idea of being chosen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like who gets claimed, who gets hidden, who is worth the risk.
Well, and that's like the theme throughout, right? Because it's you risk so much to be in this relationship because you're in a sport that does not support it. And so that's kind of this whole looming thing is love really worth all of this risk?
Yeah. And that taps into this attachment, visibility, and worth, which is just a human experience that's not divided by gender. And attachment is really this idea of it's not just that you like me, you choose me.
Right.
Which is so different. And it's like someone being like a private almost doesn't feel the way as same way as public certainty, which is why we have weddings, folks. Weddings are literally this. They are saying in a public way, I choose you. Okay. Not I like you, I choose you. And that's really important for people. That is literally like what a wedding is this public certainty of like, I am choosing you. Even the language of like kind of basic marital vows
Right.
are surrounding like, I choose you. I say yes to this. I
Yes.
agree to this. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you do meet the couples who have never got married. They've been together forever and they've never gotten married.
Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell.
Yeah. And they all say to you all the time, like, I wake up every day and choose the person. I don't need a particular ceremony or a particular piece of paper to prove that I've chosen this person every day. But for some people, like you said, there's something about them standing up publicly.
Yes.
There is this very raw feeling of somebody standing up and saying, that is my person. That's the
Yeah.
person I want.
And then the other thing that happens, and we touched on this a little bit, but part of the appeal is it removes you from the risk. So you get the intensity, the vulnerability, the
Mhm.
devotion, and you don't get the fear of rejection. Meaning, like, if I was that girl, he wouldn't choose me.
Right.
Or like if I acted like that, or I've done that exact behavior that the person's doing
Right.
and it hasn't gone well. It removes
Yes.
all of that. So you just get to take like a bath in the
Right.
feelings.
Right. I'm
That's
not a
it.
guy. I don't know how to skate. I'll never play hockey. So
I might be
really,
able to figure, so maybe we could figure skate.
girl, I can
We go to
barely walk
Iceland.
into rooms without bumping into things. Think
So
I can
true,
put
so
blades
true,
on my feet?
so true.
God, no.
Also, I feel like you get to an age, you're like, "My back."
Oh my God.
If I fall,
Yeah.
that might
Right.
wipe me out for
Right.
3 months.
Seriously, there'll be like long repercussions from falling on the ice for
Yeah.
sure. One of the other things that we talked about too is the longing.
Yes,
The
so much of
longing.
the longing because
Yes.
it's over a period. Sometimes I'd be like, "Is that for real? The only text you sent but one text in what 9 months, and it said
There
this?"
was a lot of time in there.
I was like,
So the progression of the movie takes you over years of this relationship, lifespan of this relationship. It goes over years. And you start to do the calculations and how much communication. You're like, wait a minute. There was like not a lot of texting in that whole year.
you're like, "Is this a situation
Yeah.
you should have left?"
They needed to listen to our podcast about
Mhm. Are we
communication.
texting or dating? What are we doing?
There was a lot of like, sir, what are we doing? We have not been talking. But
Mhm.
also there was, which I thought was also interesting, there was the dynamic of, and I think this is so different. I'm going to say this is so different in terms of just females watching it, was both the men have relationships with other people
Mhm.
and they are knowledgeable about the relationships that each person
Mhm.
has had with other people. But it was so different to see the dynamic play out in those relationships versus how I think it would play out if it were a relationship I was in.
Mhm.
Right. So both of them had engaged with, I think both had female partners at one
Yes.
point.
Yes.
And they knew it of each other and you watch them kind of work that out. But it's so different to watch on the outskirts to see that and be like, okay, well, you guys weren't screaming at each other about cheating and it didn't destroy the relationship or break it down.
No.
Yeah. Wasn't that so
No.
interesting
It was. I was like,
to watch that dynamic kind of work through that situation? That was so different.
yeah. Um, I don't know if this will come up, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna try something.
Okay.
We're gonna see if it's gonna work. But
Okay.
you can keep going if you had any other last
Yeah.
points.
So my things were just to summarize why that. I wanted to tell this story though. So my husband was getting together with his best friend and they were coming over. They were at our house and they were going to go. My husband's like, oh, we're going to go watch the Flyers game. I was like, oh, go hockey. And he's like, what? And I was like, oh, you guys, Heated Rivalry, right? And they're like, heated what? And I was like, oh, come on, boys. Like, yes, you have. And so I think my husband's best friend was like, yeah, I've heard people like, what is that? What is it about women like are so obsessed with this? And I was like, oh, yes. And you guys should watch it too. To which they were like, I don't know that we're going to watch Heated Rivalry.
It has 9.9 on IMDb. I'm just saying, Rotten
Yes.
Tomatoes.
I said it's about a relationship. And you could see kind of the discomfort between the two of them that they were like, I don't know that that's something I would watch. But it's fantastic. Like, it's so, if you want to be on the ride for a good relationship, watch it. It's really, really good. But it was so interesting that they had heard about it, but they had heard about it as if it was a woman's show. And I thought
that's why we did this podcast.
Yeah. Yes. Women are speaking about this and are so excited about it, as we should be, because it is so good. But men, go ahead and watch it too.
Yes, for
Absolutely.
the same reasons.
For the same reason.
Because again, I didn't say this is like through a gender lens. I
Mhm.
said this is the psychology
Mhm.
behind it, just according to women.
Yeah.
So on that note, I don't know if this is going to come up, but
What?
I had a whole vibe when I heard.
What? It threw you into a vibe. You're picturing the scene. I mean,
You can picture it, right? In the
yes.
club.
Yeah, there's a lot. And there's a lot going on in the club. There was a lot going on in the club. But it was, again, If we gotta have the background music, it'd be
Okay.
fun. But that club scene was so good because it has the longing, right? But it also has that I can't even call it jealousy because I didn't you don't pick up on the jealousy part, right? You just pick up on the lack of the claiming part. That's my person. This is my
You get the
person.
longing hard in
Yes.
that scene.
Right.
And
Which is interesting because in my world, if that happens, I think like we're fighting. Like you're cheating, we're fighting. Like there's going to be a scene. This is going to get chaotic. And that's not what happens. It's a whole different take on relationship. And again, so well done.
listen, it's only 6 episodes.
Mhm.
It's a low investment, but what we ask, even if you think it's not your vibe, you have to watch until the end of episode
Mm,
3. You must do it because that is where things shift.
stick with it. Yeah.
Stick with it.
What was your favorite scene? I do have a favorite scene. And
Do you?
like, yeah, kind of like psychology, mental health wise, I have a
Oh,
favorite scene.
tell me yours.
It's when, again, we don't want to spoil too much. So it's at a particular time where Ilya's character's in Russia and Shane's character is at home and he's going through something rough.
Not the phone call.
It's a phone call where he speaks in
In
Russian. That was so well done. I am
But also
so in love with that.
Shane's face on the other
Yes.
end of just
Like,
I have like
I thought that
goosebumps.
was so well done to talk about communication and trying to meet
Oh.
somebody where they're at. Like,
Ugh.
just keep that in mind if you watch it and just think of that meeting somebody where they are emotionally for connectivity and communication. That is such a perfect example of meeting somebody where they are.
It's episode 5, by the way, for those
She's
that
like,
want to know.
and I can tell you where it is.
It is. And it's cold there.
It is cool there. Do you have a favorite one or did I steal it?
Nope, it was that one.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the best.
Ugh,
It's so
because
good.
also just Shane's response of like the closed eyes and the intent.
Yes.
Like I'm shutting other things out so I can really listen to you, even though I don't
Right.
understand the language, but
I know.
but I'm listening.
10 out of 10. So well done. From
Would
the writers
recommend.
to the directors to the characters to the actors. Well done. Check it out, people.
Yes.
You'll love it.
Do watch it. Do let us know your thoughts. And if there's any other shows that you think we should watch and chat about,
Oh, we will watch them.
you just make a request.
Hit us up. Hit up our
Yes.
brand new website. We have a brand new website at nearlynormalpodcast.com. Check it out. You can see all of our episodes there. You can communicate directly with us. We would love ideas. If you have a particular episode you want us to do, a topic you want us to talk about, or if you definitely want us to watch something and report back to you, we are open. We're also on YouTube, and Kate doesn't want to tell you that you should subscribe to us on YouTube because she hates the begging for that.
Hit the subscribe button.
I will beg. So go ahead and check us out there. And in the meantime,
Stay nearly normal.